Is it true that you guys met via DM? What did you say?
I'm really embarrassed. I said
23 total cards, 15 yellows. All of the reds were Brazil's. Way to show some restraint.
yellow
We
for
love
Trin,
it.
that gay. Hey.
The good news is that he has bigger boobs than me already. So I don't know that the cantaloupes are necessary.
I like fully committed to this guy that I didn't even meet yet for him to stay at my house the entire weekend.
Wow. Not gonna lie. Finn's teething right now. And so I got approximately 3 hours of sleep. Also, she was surprised last night when Jason flipped over in our bed and she was in the middle and she said, Dada! Like she was shocked. And then I had to explain to her, this is actually our bed and you are the surprise. Let's get this podcast started. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original brought to you by CVS. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce, a big fan of Squashies candy. If you don't know what they are, you should. Honestly, I force-fed them to Emma on a plane recently. And she said, they're okay. I firmly believe you have to keep eating them. It's one of those. I recently found an old cup of milk in my car, and it wasn't mine. But the joy of it is that it was actually not still in the cup. And you think to yourself, then where was the milk? It was in the cup holder. Sans cup. Yes. I had to scoop it out because at that point, it was a little solid. And when I asked who did it, I got an unclear answer. And they giggled. And I just tried an Erewhon smoothie for the first time in LA. And there's a couple of things that I'm taking issue with. First of all, why is it enough calories for a whole meal replacement? Everybody knows you're supposed to have a smoothie with your meal. We're not chewing anything. We were in LA for a couple reasons. For NGL, I got to sit down with some guests, two in particular. Both absolute icons. And I'm still kind of thinking that it might not have been real. But Queen Emma's nodding and she's saying it actually happened. It was delightful. I think you'll and maybe you'll eat some. If you don't know what I'm saying, that's fine. You'll find out eventually. We might even bleep that. Who knows? Emma might think that's too direct for both. Who knows? Queen Emma, are you going to let that stay?
We'll see.
That is an absolute top tier mom answer. We'll see.
We'll see.
We will, won't we?
Yeah.
We will see.
I might just bleep parts of it.
Perfect. Let's do that.
So if that's what you heard.
Coming up on today's episode, a loaded doom scroll where I'm going to talk about how Jason would do in the pregnancy watermelon challenge. I'm also going to get some new Ask Me Some Things questions from the real ones about tattoos and public toddler tantrums. We've all been there. After that, I'm going to be joined by another gold medalist, star forward for the Washington Spirit and the U.S. Women's National Team, Trinity Rodman. No business. None. But here we are again. Yeah? Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to any of that, let's start things off with some Real One comments of the week. And it looks like we're going with the theme of rage bait this week. That always ends well for everyone here. Someone said, the podcast is great, but I don't understand why somebody with Kylie's intelligence, here we go, has to swear like she does. It's like listening to a 16-year-old. I think I should be able to let my kids listen to the podcast and not be concerned about her swearing. Terry. Can I call you Terry? Great. I really appreciate this. But if you look up intelligent people swearing, there are studies that were done that suggest that people who swear more, you guessed it, higher intelligence. So I'm not saying that, but also the insult of saying that you're listening to a 16-year-old. I'm okay with you saying I sound young. I'm actually going to take that as a win. So I'm really sorry that your kids have never heard you curse ever in their whole lives. Maybe when they grow up, they will decide whether or not they want to curse when it's appropriate for them to do so, much like my children. But they hear me curse all the time. We've set boundaries. They know that they're not allowed to do that. And that it's really just enhancement to my thoughts and feelings. Queen Emma, you're funny for choosing all this rage bait.
Thanks.
It's a quarterly reminder on the show. We love quarterly reminders. Where people like to say that I shouldn't curse as much. Here's the deal. I know when to and when not to curse. Now, my space. This is my space here in the studio. And I'm speaking to other adults, right? That's what this podcast, the demographic that we are targeting is other adults. So I'm actually speaking the way I would speak to other adults. Now, when I speak to my children, I do not curse. When I speak at a coaching engagement or something with field hockey or something with young kids or a camp or this or that or anywhere where there are other people's kids within earshot, you're not going to catch me lighten it up with curse words, okay? I don't do it. We do have occasional swear-free episodes. The only brands that have been approved for a swear-free episode are Disney, period. That's it. So if you would like to go watch a swear-free episode, you can find 2 episodes of that. One with my mother-in-law, Donna. Shout out to her, my Disney queen. And the other episode is our Paris episode in Disneyland Paris with the Mars sisters. Okay? Otherwise, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. So this podcast is actually rated adult, explicit, not for children. And so if you have a problem with cursing, which we have made abundantly clear is going to be a regular occurrence on this show, you can kindly... That's right. You can kindly fuck off. This is an actual piece of artwork in my podcast studio. This is from GS Print Shop spelled SHOPPE if you want to get yourself one. Well, now that topic's been addressed for this quarter, let's get right into Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by Bare Minerals, mineral powered, life approved. First up on Doom Scroll, I've been seeing a lot of the pregnancy melon challenge on my feed. You know, it's watermelon season, so why not strap one to your husband in the heat of the summer? That makes a lot of sense. Queen Emma, can you show us?
For a little bit.
I think I can do it.
Famous last words.
All right. Let's see.
Famous last words. It's easy.
Yeah, Beji. Baba Beji.
So for our audio listeners, she did strap a watermelon to his belly with saran wrap, but she also doubled down. And by doubled down, I mean she strapped 2 cantaloupes to his titties. He can't get his shoes on. He's picking up toys. He's very out of breath. I like this a lot. I like this a lot because this is sensitivity training. We can't have a whole bunch of feelings about how your wife moans and groans every time she gets off the couch or when she has to roll herself out of bed literally, or when your back hurts and you know you can't stand up too long and maybe you can't get your shoes on. That's for real, for real. I think that Jason would have some trouble. Not because of why you think, well, maybe. I think football has done a number on his body already. And I think that if we tried to strap this much weight to the front of him, that he might have severe back problems for days. The good news is that he has bigger boobs than me already. So I don't know that the cantaloupes are necessary. But we could keep it as an option. I think that I would be more excited to do the period cramp simulator. I like the idea of a TENS machine because when you strap women to it and you slowly go up in levels, there's really little to no flinching. And we sit at a 10 with no problem. And then you strap a man to it. And studies have shown there's a little more hooting and hollering, if you will. Maybe you strap the watermelon and the cantaloupes to your man's. And then after he's been in there for, let's say, we'll be nice, an hour, we then put the TENS machine on underneath of it. Because Braxton Hicks and contractions, you know? We'll see what's up with Jay, and maybe he wants to sign up for it. I'll keep you guys posted. Next up, women who have simply chosen not to have kids are getting a lot of heat lately on TikTok and literally since the beginning of time, realistically. Fortunately, these two women don't give a fuck what you think. Queen Emma, the clip, please.
You're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children. That is the biggest red flag in the world.
I don't give a fuck.
Nice. Ooh, yes. For our audio listeners, they are dancing around with some outstanding dance moves and quite a few red flags, literal little red flags, outstanding no notes. Now, the judgment around women who don't have children is ridiculous because, and I have said this multiple times, I truly believe I never felt the need for women to have kids. That was never a thought of mine. I never thought to myself, like, all women should have children to fulfill like some fucking, I don't know, prophecy. Bullshit. Don't care. I literally couldn't care less. But when I had kids, I get it more than I've ever gotten it. And that happens both ways. It happens for like, you understand moms differently when you become a mom. Same shit. You understand the women who have put a lot of thought into the fact that they do not want to have kids or have not been able to have kids. Okay. Because I want that to be clear. And again, we always get back to, you don't know if they chose it or didn't. And so I'm going to need you to, yeah, you guessed it. Mind your fucking business. Yikes. I need you to kick rocks. I need you to not say anything. And I need you to mind your business unless you're saying, you know what? Hell yeah. I think to myself sometimes, like, if this house were empty, I used to get to actually, oh God, it was glorious. I used to get to sit next to my husband on the couch. It was glorious. It was such a beautiful time in my life. That doesn't happen anymore. Not for now. That's not the season of life we're in. I'm not saying I don't like that I have my kids. I love my children, but I understand more deeply that other people would not choose this life. That's all I'm saying. And I think we should have more awareness to that. And also, those dance moves, fire. And lastly, in a house full of girls, we've definitely had similar makeup or wake up, to quote Benny, incidents. Queen Emma, the clip, please. The clip says, parents, this is why silence is dangerous. Mom is trying to scrub pink. And I'm not talking pink like a cute blush. I'm talking pink off of this child's face. She's probably 3, maybe 4 years old and pink. And then she has since changed. It seems like the next day, still pink. So we had one dicey run-in with some makeup where Benny was putting concealer on her lips as lippic because I wouldn't give her lipstick. And that was the moment where I was like, I have to give them something, right? I have to give them a little bit of leeway here. So I ended up giving them old washed brushes. So there was no makeup on it, but I would give them brushes when they would ask to do their makeup. It worked out okay. I have not yet had them steal my makeup. I have had Benny continue to steal any and all lip products that are in her vicinity. The girls are not allowed to do my makeup anymore because I thought that I had found a loophole of laying on the ground and letting the girls do my makeup. And I had given them some water at some point so that they could have something on their brush. I believe is how it happened. This was a while ago and I've repressed the memory. But at some point I made the mistake of opening my eyes and realized that they were no longer putting it in the water, that they were actually putting the brushes in their mouths and then continuing to do my wake up. And that will wake you up. I actually said, we're done doing makeup now. I don't want your spittle on my face. That was so gross. I was thinking back, it was kind of gross. The girls have not tried doing Jason's makeup because I don't think he would let it happen. What he will let happen is stickers. He will let them sticker his face endlessly. But when I'm not getting my wake up done by tiny humans, because I don't allow that anymore, the real ones have seen my routine right before the podcast, and it all starts with Bare Minerals Matte Foundation. I have literally used Bare Minerals since high school, I think. I like it because I am a matte finish girly. I don't like a dewy finish. I think that it looks a little odd on me. And when I was in high school, I used to have a really oily T-zone, but that's not your problem. That's my problem. I love it because you can still see your skin through it. It's also buildable and it goes on like a nice blurred filter, but you can still see my freckles. It won't clog your pores, cause breakouts, or settle into fine lines. That's another reason why I used it so religiously, because I didn't have breakouts with it. And your girl, she was prone to a breakout. It's because that oily T-zone. If you know, you know. Real ones can use code NGL for 20% off at bareminerals.com. Try it if you haven't. Seriously, it's so good. All right, that's it for Doom Scroll the Week, brought to you by Bare Minerals. Moving on, let's get right into some fresh Ask Me Some Things questions from the real ones, because Ask Me Anything was far too open-ended. Ask Me Some Things is brought to you this week by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Queen Emma has informed me that this is rapid fire. So this is going to take at least 10 minutes. I'm kidding. We're going to do a rapid fire. Ready, set. First up, from Real One, Lil Reddy. That's a great name. What's a tattoo idea that you would consider getting? A freckle. Okay, hear me out. I want to be able to say I have a tattoo, and then I want to be like, it's right there. You see it? It's right there. Do you see it? I know. I'm tatted. I don't have a single thing that I've thought to myself, I want that on my body forever. Also, my dad did tell me that if I ever got a tattoo in honor of him, he would haunt my ass, which were his words exactly, not mine. So I don't think Big Ed is really on board with tattoos. I don't know. I don't feel the need to get one. If there were ever a moment where one of our daughters came home with a tattoo as a teenager or older, I would hope it was a good one. That's all. I want it. I've seen a lot of tattoos where I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That's a beautiful piece of art. That's incredible, unreal, like absolutely stunning. But on the flip side of that, I've seen a lot where I was like, you know, the lines aren't straight. Isn't that going to drive you nuts? So as long as they pick a really great tattoo artist that isn't just messing around with a tattoo gun, I can get behind this. I'm okay with it. Nobody tell them. Don't tell them. God, don't tell them. I don't want to encourage it. If they feel so inclined, we can have that conversation later in life. Ellie will have tattoos. Ellie will have tattoos. I know that for a fact. Don't tell her I told you. I know she's going to be tatted. She loves when people have tattoos, and she's my little artist. Rapid fire. Next up, any tips for handling toddler tantrums in public? Yeah, I do have tips for handling toddler tantrums in public. I think that you should handle a toddler tantrum in public without the fear of embarrassment or humiliation because of the crash out. I think that if you feel as though in that moment you need to stick to your guns and let that homie work it out, let them work it out. Let them yell. Let them scream. Let them do their thing. Let them throw themselves on the floor. I mean, they're only looking silly themselves, you know? Or stand them up and give them like firm words to their, like, get down to their level and give them firm words. What you're doing right now is unacceptable behavior, and you need to stand up on your feet and stop yelling, please. And then when they don't do that, you need to say it without saying please. Stand up on your feet and stop yelling. And that's how I feel about that. I think the most important part of it is that if you bend in those moments, they remember, they're smart, they clock that shit. And so you can't always just be letting them get away with it. It's okay to parent your kids in public. They need to know how to act in public. So obviously toddler tantrums happen for a lot of reasons. They're tired, they're having big feelings, something happened that upset them. It's fine, all valid. but they still have to pull their act together. You know what I mean? This next one, just a heads up, is a question about miscarriage. And if that's a difficult topic for anyone listening right now and you'd prefer to skip ahead, please do so. The question is, were you scared to try again after miscarriage? We miscarried in March, and not going to lie, I'm nervous to try. Yes, Sarah, I was terrified. And I will tell you, not that this is a healthy solution, but I'm going to call myself on the carpet for it. Even when we got pregnant, I then every single week was looking up what are the chances that this pregnancy sticks. And then once I got into my second trimester, towards the end of my second trimester, because I was still Googling at the beginning of my second trimester, like, what are the chances I get to meet this baby? At the end of my second trimester, I flipped it. And I then asked the question, what are the chances that if I had the baby today, that the baby could survive? Was it healthy? No. Was it helpful? Yeah, kind of. I think that sits with you forever. And what I will tell you is, Sarah, and I hope that you understand where I'm coming from when I say this, I had those same feelings through the rest of my pregnancies. You experienced a loss, and it's okay to have that grief sit with you. That is going to be something that might pop up when you least expect it. I know that for me, there's certain dates where I'll be like, oh, you were supposed to be here that day. But if I had not tried again, I would not have Wyatt. So I think that sometimes you have to go at the hard thing and try again. I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm sending you all of the baby magic and baby dust. And I am so sorry that you had to experience that, but you are not alone. And I firmly believe that you can get through it. And last question here is one I'm getting a lot in my DMs lately. Will you be supporting teacher wish lists again? Yes, we are. We're going to run it back for back to school this year. And I'd like to put my call to action out to the Real One teachers out there, because we want to help as many of you as we can. So for the second year in a row, we're asking all the teachers to please send in a quick video telling us about you and your class and tag at NGL with Kylie. And please send us a link to your list at NGL with Kylie. Don't send it to my Instagram, please, because it gets lost in there in the depths of my DMs. I never know how many lists we're going to fulfill, but it's kind of funsies. Teachers, you guys are amazing. And I appreciate all the work that you do. And I want you to feel that appreciation. So send us your wish lists and tag us in a video. That's it for Ask Me Some Things, brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Trinity Rodman is coming up after these messages from me. As a mom of 4 tiny humans, I need all the help I can get. So it's great that the CVS Health app helps me handle all my healthcare needs. It makes the whole healthcare experience simpler and more convenient, especially for busy parents and caregivers. The CVS Health app helps me get in and out of the pharmacy fast. I can pop in, pull up, and scan my digital barcode at the pharmacy counter, and they know just what to grab for me. You can also stay on top of your health and wellness goals. The CVS Health app also has a ton of fitness classes, from yoga to Pilates, bar, and even stretching routines, and you can do them in 20 minutes or less. Plus, I can stock up on essential warm weather items like bug spray, sunscreen, and more, because every single time you take your kids out of the house, you have to sunscreen them. And 4 kids, sunscreen head to toe, it's a lot. We run out. But the CVS Health app has me covered. I also love that I can refill, track, and manage my prescription needs anytime. The CVS Health app lets you check your prescription status on the go, and it'll tell you the moment your prescription is ready. Go to cvs.com/app to learn more and download the app now. As a busy mom who also loves football, there's no worse feeling than missing out on Sunday NFL. And by the time you catch up, the moment's already gone. You didn't just miss a play, you missed Sunday. And you can't miss the birds. Come on now. For millions of fans, that feeling has a name: Sunday NFL FOMO. The fear of missing the play. It's so important to watch the game when it's happening, because the minute you miss it, everybody else has seen it. Do you know what I mean? It was simpler when Big Ed and I were next to each other on the couch watching the birds. You had to catch it then. because you were never going to see it again. But we're living in the now, people. That's why there's NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, all in one place. And with Multiview, you can watch up to 4 games at once, so you never have to pick just one. With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game, every Sunday, all in one place. The season's almost here. With NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games and YouTube TV for local and national games, YouTube TV required, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply, excludes digital-only games, commercial use excluded, no refunds.
Hey, I'm Trinity Rodman, and I'm not gonna lie, being in a couple in the public eye is not for the weak.
I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. You're not wrong. There are a few examples in our family, and you're not wrong. Yeah, kind of trash.
I completely agree. It's a blessing in so many ways, but there are also just so many
way to take the positive spin. And I'm over here like garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. No, it honestly is.
No,
too many people have too many opinions that they need to speak on, and it's just like mind your business.
That's it. That is it. I will say, when you surprised Ben in, I'm assuming, a hotel.
Yeah.
People are very scarred from the couch kid.
I literally, and I'm thinking
That
like, I take
comment
this video,
section?
I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so shocked. And I look at the comment section and it's like, he's cheating on you. There's a girl.
There's someone in there.
I'm like, all right. I'm in there like,
When I opened the comments, I thought it was going to be like, he's so
Literally.
happy. He was shocked. This was such a good surprise. And people are like, there's someone in there. He's not in there alone. I'm like, the fuck are you watching? What are you
Literally.
watching? Yeah, people need to chill out. We're very scarred from that couch video.
I'm not. See, it doesn't affect me like that. So I wasn't here thinking he's the couch kid. I don't even really
He was not the couch kid.
but media for you. It's great.
Wow. Well, it's fine.
There wasn't anyone in his room, if y'all were wondering.
Thank you so much for that update. People were wondering. People were
This is
genuinely
great.
wondering.
Just to clear the air here.
Perfect. I'm glad you took NGL
Yeah.
to tell the world. There was no one in there, guys. Did you check behind the shower curtain?
See, if I did that, then I'm letting them get to me. Did it cross my mind? Maybe.
To be fair, anytime I go into a hotel room and there's a shower curtain, I just kind of like,
You have to.
great.
Well, I do that with the
Perfect.
closets too. You kind of just got to see what's going on.
You got to make sure.
Yeah.
All right. She is the gold medal winning star forward for the U.S. women's national team and the Washington Spirit, who's paving the way for female athletes everywhere with her record-breaking contract. She's your NWSL Player of the Month with 9 goals and 5 assists so far. You know her iconic celebrations, her elite TikToks, her former pink braids that inspired little girls' hairstyles all over the world. Plus, she's a fellow big dog mom. And now she's not going to lie. Trinity Rodman, welcome to the show.
Wow, intro. Thanks for having me.
We do it at a slightly quieter volume than the other podcast. My husband loves to yell.
Yeah.
But I just think you just unload the resume and it
in
speaks
a
for
calmly
itself.
manner. Yeah, exactly.
It speaks for itself. I am such a big fan of not only watching you play, but also watching your stuff on social media is top tier. I love it.
That's a compliment. That's the greatest compliment ever. I'm entertaining. That's great.
Yes. Now my husband and I went to the Olympics in 2024, but we sadly did not get to see any soccer. None.
Well, you telling me that was irrelevant then, wasn't it?
It's because I feel like I have to confess it that we did not get the chance. We watched rugby. We saw volleyball. What the fuck else do we see? We saw something else, but it wasn't soccer. And I feel a deep desire to see you guys play
Yeah, it needs
on the international stage in person. For some reason, in person to me feels like it might just be the vibes that I need to feel deep in my soul.
You do. Everybody needs to feel it at least once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay. Perfect.
To Brazil we go.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Even better. First game all the way in Brazil. That's great. A commitment.
Great. Why not? Between the Olympics and the World Cup, is there one that you've been more excited for?
It's so tough because obviously we're more hyped for the World Cup just because we did so poorly last World Cup. So we're like ready to redeem ourselves. But at the same time, it's like for us having it in the US for the Olympics is another like key thing that we're really excited about to be able to represent our country, and our country is really cool. And the fact that the men just did it and like seeing that and experiencing that as a fan, like we're looking forward to that. But I don't know. Recently we played Brazil. In Brazil, it was crazy. So I can't even fathom what it would be like if we played them in the World Cup in Brazil. So I don't know. They're both up there.
Now, like you said, we just had the Men's World Cup, which was so much fun to watch. But I think most will agree our benchmarks for success for the men's team versus the women's team are a little different. Would you agree with that?
Who said that?
You don't have to agree. We can bleep this.
Well, I mean, like speaking factually and overall success. Yes, I think that's just factual.
Exactly. Statistically speaking,
that's my media trained answer.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I like the media trained answer, but I was ready to give you one of these if you went in. I was ready to. I honestly, the men's World Cup was fun to watch. I'm significantly more excited to watch the women's World Cup. I said what I said.
I'm just happy you're saying it.
Yes, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I'm gonna shout it from the rooftops.
I'm gonna vouch for our team. I think I don't know. I still watch our Olympic highlights to this day. Like how fun we are on the field and the connection you feel between all of us players. Like, and I think that's why it's so much more interesting. Like I said before, like how much success we're having, but also our ability to be creative and be individuals, I think is really cool. And I honestly don't feel that the men have shown enough of like them yet, if that makes sense. And I know it's like just exposure in those games, but I think this World Cup has helped a lot, and going into the future ones, it'll be a lot better and more exposure for them and just more confidence. But for me personally, I would like them to just be like more out there and more like loud with everything that they do and confident with it, because I think that's what makes us so much better. What?
I will say this. I still remember seeing the Mia Hamm era, and that is ingrained in my head as really the first opportunity for me to watch women's sports as a young girl. And so for some reason, I have like this deep connection to wanting to watch you guys perform on the world stage. And another thought that sometimes I just think is true because we're manifesting is that you guys are crushing it. And my brain is like, we're dominant in soccer. We're very good at soccer. And I love that you guys are holding up that for me, that you support that thought process, and that I can continue to pretend like I am personally manifesting.
Yeah, this is great.
It's
we're
like Mia Hamm and the rest of the squad, we're crushing it. They're my first memory of women's sports, and you guys are just continuing the freaking legacy that they set on that path. So well done. Now, on the topic of World Cup, you mentioned that you played Brazil back in June. And I think that I can best explain how that went by saying there were 23 total cards. 23. First of all, what? 8 reds, 15 yellows. To be clear, I think all of the reds were Brazil's. Is that right? Way to go, ladies. Love that. Way to show some restraint.
No,
we love it. I did see you bragging about that. How about that?
It's growth for me. I'm very out there, as we know.
You like a card?
I like a card.
A card likes you.
Yes. And I think it's fine sometimes. But my coaches are on my ass about being unfazed, which is tough for me because I'm very phased.
I am not nonchalant.
I'm very chalant. I'm bothered.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's been an interesting balance of like what makes me is the feistiness and like the one-liners and the little like hits during the game and just like that personality. But at the same time, it's like when it does come to big tournaments, you can't be as out there because it does cost you. And if you accumulate cards, it's so much different. So yeah, for me, it's been tough. I've been on a leash a little bit, but I still have my moments.
I will say that I still coach high school field hockey, and through my years of playing hockey and then coaching, I know that typically, for us at least, the person who is retaliating is the one who's getting the card, because typically the ref doesn't catch the first part, they catch the second part. Would you say that you're just trying to finish a fuck around and find out? You're just trying to help people to find out? Sometimes maybe. Or is it mostly your mouth? Because that brings me to my next point.
I think it's a fine line sometimes. I think when it comes to like hitting people, it's retaliation from my side. When it comes to like shit talking, I probably will say it first, or I'll do like one of these or like one of these. Yeah. So it just depends.
Okay. Well, bringing that up, I do, again, we love a fuck around and find out around here. And I especially enjoyed your back the fuck up moment. We have that clip here.
Oh, yes. This is great.
I mean, about as clear as you could have possibly said it.
And like a baby in the background too. Like it couldn't get any better.
Irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I'll tell you, based on my own living room, irrelevant. It's, you can say those words whenever and wherever you want. Yeah.
Growth.
How did that
like
feel?
I said.
Did it feel as good as it looks? Because it looks like you said it with an oomph that was like, yeah, take it. We have to, we might have to revel in this. If you're maturing and calming down, then you have to remember these moments and let it eat. Was it good?
It was good.
Thank you.
I think it was, no, honestly, like I was in my bed watching that edit, like, but I think just against certain opponents, like it just feels better. And like one of my closest friends now on the team is a Colombian player from that game. So it's just funny because certain teams, they just
bring that out.
And it's like, you do it back and they're like, ah. So for me, it's just annoying.
Who would you say are the teams that bring that out of you the most?
Colombia and Brazil, for sure. Brazil is
up there.
Is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious.
But also, like, one of my favorite players is Marta, and she's got a mouth on her, too. She's a psycho. And everybody knows it in the best way. But, yeah, I think it's just a good matchup.
I do think some shit talking really, it takes the game to another level. It excites you in a way that's like, now we can go. Like you're ready to run through a brick wall after you tell someone to back the fuck up.
Yeah, the funniest part is the ball was like out of bounds. Like, yeah, that was great. But yeah, I completely agree. It fuels you. But like for me, sometimes it fuels me too much and I forget that I'm playing soccer. So I need to balance everyone.
Okay. It's fine. You'll get there. We also recently got to see the reunion of Triple Espresso, as you guys call yourselves. You, Sophia Wilson, and Mallory Swanson. First of all, amazing nickname. Who came up with it?
My sister came to me with that name. She had texted me during the tournament because we had originally had like the Trident or something else. And we were like, absolutely not. That's not speaking to us. And then my sister texted me one time. I don't know if she came up with it or if she saw it. I don't remember exactly. She was like, Triple Espresso. And I was on the bus. So I was like, guys, like thoughts? They were like, oh, eats.
Perfect.
So it stuck.
Very well done.
Yeah.
What do you think makes the three of you work so well together?
I think our overall confidence individually is really good, and we're so similar when it comes to the way that we play, but also so different. Like, we're obviously like very clinical in front of the goal. We're goal scorers. We're fast. We can 1v1, but there are so many aspects of that that are different. But the biggest thing is trust. And the closer that we were getting, the better we were playing together. And like, we're sisters for life now. And I wouldn't even say we were that close before the tournament. I think leading into the tournament, we just like hung out more, and we're obviously forced to be together. So, it just kind of happened. And then the more you get through the tournament, you're going through a lot of different emotions, but the same things. And it's, you get on the field and you're just ready to like fight for each other because you trust each other off the field. So I would say trust and just like overall confidence.
Now, throwing it back to where we started here, the Paris Olympics, is that the first time that you wore the pink braids?
Yes.
And since then, girls all over the world have been getting the Trinity Rodman pink braids. How's that make you feel?
It's so crazy, honestly.
It's so badass.
It's so cool. And it's so funny because it's like one of my proudest moments. I'm like, because it's not only because they wanted to do the pink hair, it's like the whole story behind it, and like me as a player. Like, it's not just like, oh, it looks cute. It's like, I feel like it's the woman empowerment of it, of like, I was doing pink and I was girly, but also just being a badass. So I think that message carries along with the hair. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. I get so excited to see Halloweens where people are dressing as me. I think it's insane. Having like braid stations at games just so they can have, like, it's unbelievable, but it's so fun.
It's so cool. You did that.
Did it. And it was great. It paid off.
Now, you're also known for staying late after your Spirit games to sign autographs and meet kids. What was the most surprising thing that you've ever signed? You thought that was going to be wholesome.
I know.
I was going to go wholesome.
I was like, yeah, I do.
It's very sweet that you do that. It's honestly, I would like to give you a moment for that's an incredible trait to have, to know that you're having an impact, being a badass, that little girls are watching you and then they want to stand and meet you. And so you give them the time to do that. But I do want to know what's the most ridiculous thing you've said.
I mean, like, I feel like just like a baby's like forehead, or like a
so
girl's,
you have signed
like,
a baby. Okay.
Like, she'll take
you
her
signed
shirt
it
off and then be like, sign my boobs. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
recently signed a butt.
Oh.
It was a girl's butt. It was welcome. She had a heart on her tattooed on her butt. And I was like, I'll sign the heart. I don't care.
Oh. So,
Which,
like, I feel like
why would someone want my autograph? I thought the same thing. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I'm surprised. Just kidding. No, I think that your guys' fans are a little bit more out there. I would say our fans are more tamed and appropriate. Yeah. But
a baby is controversial because the other podcast, my husband and my brother-in-law spoke about that quite a bit a long time ago, about signing babies. That I don't know if it was my husband or my brother-in-law who was asked to sign a baby and they said no because they were like, I can't sign a baby. But you did it. You signed the baby on the forehead.
Like, for one,
Mom gave permission.
Anyway, if I have the mom's consent, then what am I supposed to say? No.
That's a great point. I love that point. I'm going to take that point to them.
If I sign it and then the baby cries, then that's a different thing. But no, it worked out. It was calm.
The real ones know that I've had the same makeup routine since day one. That's right. All the way back to high school. I love Bare Minerals because it didn't cause any additional breakouts. It also was a nice, gentle blur on my skin. So when life is chaotic and I gotta get 3 kids to school, run errands, attend events, go for an occasional date night, and also tape a podcast, I go with the product I have never had to second guess. Bare Minerals. Take your vitamins. Wear your minerals. Their original loose powder foundation is a talc-free foundation that provides all-day coverage with a naturally luminous finish. It's a vegan formula that minimizes the look of pores and imperfections, promoting clearer, healthier-looking skin over time. I truly cannot emphasize enough. I literally just pulled this one out of my makeup bag being the baggie I keep my makeup in. This is the best makeup I love it because I can still see my skin through it, but it just has the most beautiful blurring effect. I like that it's lightweight and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. You got to go for the feel. And this feels good every time. And now you can use code NGL for 20% off applied at checkout at bareminerals.com. Bare Minerals, mineral powered, life approved. The real ones know I love my Oura Ring because when life gets crazy, especially as a firmly type C mom, I know my Oura Ring keeps track of my health metrics so I don't have to. My favorite part about wearing it is that my readiness score tells me when I may or may not need a break. Because sometimes during summer break with 4 kids at home, you might also need a break. It tracks your heart rate. It tracks your cycle. It tracks your exercise. And those are all things that I like to know that I did or have more information on. Oura Ring 5 is the world's smallest smart ring, 40% smaller than the previous generation and more powerful than ever. Ultra thin and subtle, it's designed to become a seamless extension of your personal style and your most capable health tool yet. And it has best-in-class accuracy. Plus, it has up to 1 week of battery life. Charge once a week and never miss a night of data. Because guys, that's the type of charge I need. I need to be able to take it off when I do the dishes and get a little charge in. Look at her. She's so pretty. Look at her. Also, she's durable. Do you know the things this poor ring has seen? And she's still shiny and beautiful. Look at her. Learn more about the world's smallest smart ring and discover how Oura can help you better understand your health at auraring.com. If you're a real one, you know all too well that I have a lot of mixed feelings about my tiny humans starting school. It's not right. I don't like it. I like when they're home with me and enjoying free time and not rushing to get dressed in the morning or make lunches. Yikes. But something I can feel great about is knowing I can send my daughters on their way with Mott's applesauce pouches in their lunchbox. It's an easy add for mom and the perfect snack while they're at school. Having a snack that I know everyone will love does ease the pain a little bit of having the dread of having to pack lunches soon. It helps. Mott's pouches are a snack that kids love and parents can feel good about. Always made from real apples, they are perfect for lunchboxes and life on the go. Mott's pouches are made from real apples and no added sugar. Plus, they're a good source of vitamin C with a half serving of fruit in every pouch. And Mott's sources apples from over 100 family-owned North American apple farms. So you can feel good about what you're giving your kids. Pick up Mott's pouches and win the back-to-school season for you and your kids. Now, as I was rattling off some of those stats in your intro, I mentioned you signed a record-breaking deal, one the NWSL literally had to make a new rule for. What made you choose the Spirit and not take an international offer?
I think for me, international has always been like an option and something that I've wanted to do. I just have never figured out when the best time is or when I want to do it or when I'm ready or how it's going to develop my game. Like there's just so many unknowns. And for me, I think there was one side of me where it was like, okay, push as hard as humanly possible, not only to like vouch for myself, but like vouch for everyone else and get players more. Because if I just leave, they don't pass the rule, then it's like, okay, we're back to square one. So not saying like there's so much more to me in this situation, but it was just such a big deal to me to like get this to actually happen. And even since then, like there have been like crazy deals in the NWSL, above mine. So it's crazy. But with DC, getting drafted there so young, that was like my first time to DC, straight from like my one semester at college. I grew the biggest connection to it. Like I was immediately like obsessed with DC and where I was at and my teammates and everything. And then as I got older and experienced more seasons, more teammates, different coaches, all this stuff, like I was like, oh, I like, this is my home. So even now, like my mom gets mad because I'm like from California, but I'm like, nah, DC is like my spot. So I don't know, just a home feeling. And then the fan base is absolutely insane. And I can't even fathom Audi not being my stadium right now. So I'm very content. I couldn't have imagined leaving this right now.
That's so nice. The idea of going somewhere to play and it feeling like home sounds like a beautiful marriage. That's lovely. Now, the league is continuing to expand. Atlanta and Columbus are getting teams in the next 2 years. And as someone who loves to advocate for Philadelphia, what do you think about adding a Philly team?
I mean, let's add them all.
We're crazy. First of all,
I actually love Philly, and I think
you're
that
just
would be
saying that.
a great. I love Philly. Please give us a Philly team.
You're full of shit, and I can tell.
Well, if we got a Philly team and you still didn't come, that would be a problem. So I'll push for it.
I'm coming. Here's the deal. As soon as I said that I haven't seen the national team, I think I've seen you guys play. Don't tell me. I know this. I blacked out. I didn't actually black out. That makes it sound like I was having a fucking good time. I didn't actually black out. I was there at Subaru Park because Alex was on a retirement tour.
I still don't believe you.
I'm gonna see if Alex texts me the picture.
I just FaceTime her right now.
Oh. I've seen a game and I wore the hat. I have a hat. Can you see it? Did it clear up?
Okay, well, does it even count if you barely remember?
No, apparently not. So I have to come again. I've said it a million times on here. I will never tell a lie. And when I came to that epiphany, I was like, wait a minute.
You lied.
But we have a lovely stadium.
Okay.
And I think we could use a team.
I'm embarrassed. I have secondhand embarrassment right now.
Thank you. Thank you. There's too much embarrassment just for me. Good God. Okay. We got it. I feel like the only way to rectify this is to come down to DC and see a game there.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That feels like better.
Yeah, I wouldn't be as embarrassed for you then.
Now that we've gotten this confession out of the way, motherfucker, let's talk about a much more pleasant topic. You're also known for your celebrations on the field. Do you have a favorite one that you've ever done? Because one of my favorites is when you hang up the phone.
Yeah, that was a good one. Doing that celebration, when I scored a little tap in that came off someone's shoulder, I'm embarrassed. Like, I should have saved that for like a banger, like night, like good night. No, I didn't. So I loved that celebration. I wish I would have used it at a different time. Moving on. My favorite celebration.
Yes.
I think.
I can't wait to insert a clip of whatever it is.
I'm like a copycatter. I did Steph's the night celebration where I laid on the floor.
Yeah.
I just think that celebration's sick. And like, I feel like I did my own little twist by going all the way on the floor. So yeah, I would say that's up there. That was a banger. So,
you also at some point did the pretend to be injured and end up in a twerk.
You want to know what's funny about that one? Is that again another embarrassing moment. So I mean, if I have to be
embarrassed, apparently so do you.
I'm being vulnerable here. Not gonna lie, embarrassing. That moment, I was going through my back injury, kind of. And so I had kind of gone through preseason on return to play, getting back, didn't really fix it. Go national team, score. Just kidding. Next freaking camp, I go on my hiatus for 6 months and I'm recovering my back because it actually was really fucked up. So imagine faking the back.
Imagine throwing it back so hard in a celebration.
I didn't throw it back. I just, that was, anyway, there you go.
That's an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah.
But you're on the other side of it now. Now, for anyone living under a rock, your partner is tennis player Ben Shelton. The hang up the phone was kind of to honor him.
Yeah.
Now, is it true that you guys met via DM? Is it? Okay, who was it first? Nice. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. Yes. Okay. Now,
no, everything I do is just embarrassing.
Nope. No. This is safe space. This safe space. What did you say? What did you say?
I'm really
Just tell us. Just tell us. I'll tell you what pickup lines I told my husband that on Tinder. I'll tell you.
I said you're sick.
You know what?
That's it.
You know what? Short, sweet, and to the point. That's actually well done.
You're sick. Fire emoji.
Ooh. Take it back.
Yeah, that's where it gets bad. It worked. He responded within 10 minutes. So I win.
10 minutes?
I think so. It was a stretch. It was within the hour.
Okay. You have me choking. Because of the fire emoji. Oh, I my husband and I met on Tinder. That's not a joke. We actually swiped right on each other. And I messaged him and said, I need life alert. I've fallen for you and I can't get up.
Was that a dare?
Nope.
That was like, hey, I'm about to eat.
We were sitting in my friend's apartment and everybody was swiping on Tinder and we were all sharing pickup lines to send to people as jokes. Now,
okay, so
I will tell you full honesty, because we like to be honest around here. He said, you can do better. To which I replied, if I told you I work for UPS, would you let me handle your package? Not my finest moment.
This is so much worse. But honestly, like, I don't think pickup lines are cringe anymore. Like, I think it's just funny.
Thank you for saying that. You're
agree. Welcome.
Which is why we were doing it, and it worked. We're married 8 years and have 4 kids. We're fine.
Yeah, I think we're in the clear.
Sealed the deal. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Now after those quick DMs, was it an instant connection?
Yeah. I think because again, our schedules were just so crazy that we DM'd and we're just catching up. He responded and was like, yeah, you were sick at the Olympics too. Ha ha. Ew. Yeah. And
that
so
happened.
Yeah, he matched the cringe situation, and then I think maybe like a week or two later we met in person. He literally like flew out for the entire weekend. I like fully committed to this guy that I didn't even meet yet for him to stay at my house the entire weekend.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'm like, it's like actually
that's
funny.
a little risky.
No, it's insane. It's insane. But again, it worked out.
It did.
Yeah, I remember I was like waiting for him to get to my house from the airport because like I'm not gonna pick him up. Anyway, he Ubers to my house and I'm like on FaceTime with my sister and my mom like, oh, like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't just be sitting, like, do I put on a like show? Like, what am I supposed to do with myself? So I just like pretend to be like breaking down boxes of packages that I had.
Sure.
So then it was so natural. So then I'm like using like scissors and breaking down boxes. And there's like a knock on the door. I'm like, oh, look at that. I'm so busy. And so I go to the door, I open it, little hug.
With
I
the
just
scissors?
walk back. I'm like, hey, welcome in. Walk straight back to my box and start breaking the
You kept
cardboard
going.
Yeah, and then he proceeded
Great.
to help me. So that's how I
Of
knew.
course.
Keeper.
Wow, actually,
Keeper.
stellar play on your part.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to break down boxes by yourself. And also, the fact that he was willing to jump in is a green flag.
I'm saying everything happens for a reason, and he showed his green flags.
That's very impressive. Now, the Tennis Channel has called you two the most athletic couple in America.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's just like a crazy statement.
Is there any other couple that comes to mind? Because I think that you guys are, if you are not the top, then you are certainly in the running. Yeah, exactly. See? They have a point.
Bam and Asia.
Yes.
They are power couple, same sport. Like that makes it even more like, come on.
I do think that to me would be, I give them a lot of credit because playing the same sport, you can talk significantly more shit because you understand it at a deeper level.
Yeah, I feel like that could be dangerous though.
Right?
Like I would be scared to play the same sport because I feel like if Ben were to say anything coachable, I would lose my mind.
If he was right about anything, you'd be like, well, we're done here.
Yes. Exactly right.
Now, do you know a lot about tennis?
Yes. I've gotten... I asked so many questions, though. Like, I didn't know anything, and now, like, when I'm in the box with his dad, I'm like, hey, what is that? Like, what happened? So, I would say I know a lot about it now. I know, like, tendencies of certain players now, like, all the things. So, it's fun to be able to, like, talk about it now.
And does Ben have any input when it comes to soccer? Does he have any opinions?
Oh, he has opinions.
Did he play? I feel like soccer is a common sport to start with.
Yeah, I think he played when he was really young.
That's good.
Yeah, so he didn't know a lot about soccer either. He did enjoy watching it. He's very invested now. We have our little post-game debriefs on the games. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. But, or like the times where I don't want any feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm sure vice versa, but yeah, he's really into it, which is a blessing and a curse.
Now, in a more positive light, what does it mean to you when you get to see him in the stands?
Like the best feeling in the world, honestly. Because I think to know we're both on the grind, like running our bodies to the ground, like always exhausted, doing what we love. And then to also be able to like be a little like wag in a sense, like it feels so good for us. Like we do enjoy it a lot. Because I don't feel like it's a sports, like I don't look at him and I'm like, he's an athlete. Like I look at him like that's my rock. And every time I do something, I just love to be able to like look at him and know that we're on the same page thinking something. Like even if I do something cool, I'll kind of like side eye him and I'll be like, and he'll give me a look. So it's just like, I don't know. It's great. I love it.
You said the word wag earlier. How do you feel about being called a wag? I have a certain opinion about it around here. People have heard me go off quite a few times.
You don't like it.
I don't like it.
I knew that was going to be.
I don't like it.
Okay, I think no.
Go ahead, you can say it. You like it sometimes.
Okay, for me, I think I like the term personally because like I said before, I feel like 24/7 I'm like on in front of cameras, blah 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 blah,
Yes.
doing all this. I have to be like this person.
Yes.
And so I think I use the term wag for me to like simplify what I'm doing. Like for me, saying wag is me just being like, oh, I'm just Ben's girlfriend. So I think that's
supporting
why
role.
I enjoy that word. But I can understand why it's so hated.
To be fair, I think that is very rational, that you have established yourself specifically in the athletic world as being an absolute force. And you have your own following and fandom. And so you have done your own thing, which is always my concern with the word wag. When people say the word wag specifically in relation to NFL spouses or partners, it's usually just like they use it to sum themselves up as like their whole. And you're using it to sum up your support.
Yeah.
So that makes, I can actually live with that. I actually love that. That seems like such a lovely, positive take on the term. So
beautiful.
It turns out I like that. Not that you needed my seal of approval.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The last thing I have for you, I like to ask all of my guests about a favorite piece of advice that they've been given or is a go-to piece of advice that they give. For you, is there any go-to advice you would give young ladies who want to be like Trinity Rodman one day?
Being yourself and like finding yourself. I feel like every part of life, and especially being in like the public eye, is just so much trial and error. And I just feel like what's been so beneficial for me is being genuine through it all and not caring what other people think. And ultimately, I think that's what's made me successful, is for how loud I am and how much I try and how much I fail and do wrong and then come back and do something great. So I just think staying true to who you are while also figuring it out, I think, is really cool. That's all I got.
It's funny that you finished with "that's all I've got," because when I meet people and they're like, "Oh, you're exactly the way you talk on the podcast," and I'm like, "That's all I've got," because that is all we've got. We just have to be ourselves.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
Makes life so much easier.
I cannot thank you enough for coming on. It has been an absolute pleasure to get to chat with you today. I cannot wait to watch you play, hopefully in LA, maybe in Brazil, and definitely in DC, because
October
I have
10th.
to make up for this now.
October 10th, be there.
Done. I genuinely cannot remember why I don't recall being at that game.
You
It's
think
fine.
you
I'm gonna
were
get to the
drunk
bottom
or
of it.
what?
I'd love for that to be the excuse, but I don't really drink.
Okay.
How freshly postpartum was I? We're gonna look this up. It might have been a postpartum haze situation. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get to the bottom of it, but I'll see you on October 10th. And by that I mean I'll be one of the screaming people in the stands. Delightful. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
You are an outstanding example. And I am really, really grateful that you are setting the example that you're setting and the putting in the hard work that you're putting in, and the waiting after to talk to people, sign autographs, take pictures. It is putting out a kindness that I think is really important for young girls to see, and giving them your time is more impactful than I think you even know. So I really appreciate it. And I'm really excited that my girls get to grow up with their iconic era of women's soccer to watch like I had. So thank you so, so much. This was incredible.
Oh, thanks.
And that's it for this episode of Not Gonna Lie. You can find even more clips from my longer conversation with Trinity on my YouTube channel on More Shit Monday. Follow us on social media at NGL with Kylie for clips throughout the week. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Not Gonna Lie is a Wave original brought to you by CVS. Thanks again to the real ones for tuning in.